Hello, everybody. I have a great book to read to you today that is about the American flag. We're kicking off our U.S. symbols learning for our social studies, and this book is called The American Flag. It is a nonfiction book, which means that it is true, real facts about the American flag. It has a table of contents at the beginning that tells you all the different sections and what page they start on. And these are called the subtitles right here. So every different section has a little mini title, or it's called a subtitle. So this starts everyone's flag. The American flag is red, white, and blue. It has 6 white stripes and 7 red stripes. It has 50 white stars on a blue background. The flag is an important symbol. It tells us that we are all part of one country. People everywhere know that the flag stands for the United States of America. So this book has some words that are bold and they're a little bit darker, and they're important vocabulary words that the author wants you to pay attention to. So for example, symbol. The flag is a symbol. It represents something. Here's the subtitle, Flying the Flag. The flag flies outside of most schools. It flies over the White House when the president is there. It flies outside government buildings such as the post office. So you can see right here, when the president is at the White House, the flag is raised, and when he's not there, the flag is down. The flag is shown on postage stamps. Soldiers, sailors, and astronauts wear the flag on their uniforms. So see this astronaut, she has a patch right there with the American flag. At school and at home. School children say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag in their classrooms. We know that, right? We do that every day. The pledge puts the idea of the flag into words. It says that we believe in liberty and justice for everyone. So liberty means freedom. And justice, another vocabulary word, it means fairness. Many people fly the flag at their homes. Flying the flag is a way that people can show love and respect for their country. Respecting the flag. People show respect for the flag by treating it with care. Only special waterproof flags may be flown outside in bad weather. The flag may not fly at night unless it is lit up, like in this famous statue right here. There's a light shining on the flag. The flag should not touch the ground. It should be raised up a flagpole quickly. It should be lowered slowly. There's a special way to fold the flag, right? These are all the different rules for taking care of the flag and being respectful to our country. Making flags. Today, many people and companies make flags. There are rules about how American flags are made. All American flags look the same. The red and white stripes are always in the same place. The stars always go in a blue square, and there is always a red stripe at the top and the bottom. Flags for the colonies. At first, the United States was just a small group of 13 different colonies. Each colony wanted its own flag, and some colonies had flags with pine trees on them. Other colonies had flags with rattlesnakes on them. These symbols meant different things. A pine tree meant that the colony was strong, and a snake meant danger. This one says, an appeal to heaven, and this one says, don't tread on me. That means don't step on me. The first American flag. The colonies joined together. They would fight a war to become independent from Britain. The colonists decided on one flag to show that they were all working together. The Grand Union flag had 13 stripes and a small British flag in the corner. George Washington first flew it during a battle with British soldiers in 1776. So you can see this flag looks different than our American flag right now because it has Britain's symbol right here. The stars and stripes. On July 4th, 1776, the United States became an independent country. Congress called for a new flag. It was called the Stars and Stripes. So this is why we celebrate on the 4th of July, right? Independence Day, which meant that we were independent from Britain, from England. The colonies were now states, so the new flag still had 13 stripes, but the British flag was gone. Instead, there were 13 white stars on a blue square, one for each state. So this flag looks a little bit different because now we have 50 states, right? But way back when, in 1776, there were only 13 states. So that's how come this flag only has 13 stars. Who made the flag? There is a story that Betsy Ross may have sewed the first Stars and Stripes. She was a seamstress in Philadelphia. She may have helped George Washington design the flag. So there's George Washington and Betsy Ross. A man named Francis Hopkinson was probably the real designer of the Stars and Stripes. He was a lawyer, a musician, and a judge. He represented the state of New Jersey in Congress. How flags looked. People sewed the first flags by hand. There were no laws to say how the stars should look. Some people even added extra stars. So look, they just sewed them on like they're not all in a row. Then Kentucky and Vermont joined the United States. The design of the flag was changed to 15 stars and 15 stripes. The flag looked this way for many years. Sign of victory. In 1814, Britain and the United States were at war again. One night, Francis Scott Key watched as the British fired on Fort McHenry, Maryland. Could the fort hold out through the night? And you can see in the picture, see the boats? And this is the fort. The sun rose. The flag was still there. The United States had won. Francis Scott Key wrote a poem called The Star-Spangled Banner. It became the national anthem. More new states. As time went on, there were more and more states. Congress decided to stop adding stripes for each new state. A new law said that each state would have a star, but there would only be 13 stripes, one for each of the original 13 states. The flag on the move. The flag has been many places. It was taken to the North Pole almost 100 years ago. It was dropped onto the South Pole from an airplane about 70 years ago. And this says right here, Geographic South Pole. It was carried to the top of Mount Everest about 40 years ago. It was planted on the moon about 30 years ago. Now, remember, it's from when they wrote this book, right? So it might be more years ago than this. So here's an astronaut on the moon with the American flag. In the back of the book, there's a fact file. So they have little stars here with a fact next to each of them. The biggest flag weighs as much as a large horse. Each star is as tall as a man, and each stripe is as tall as the ceiling in a house. That would be a big flag, right? The colors of the flag have meanings. Red means courage, white means goodness, and blue means justice. People call our flag, so these are all different names for our flag, the Stars and Stripes, Old Glory, the Stars and Bars, the Star-Spangled Banner, the Starry Flag, and Freedom's Banner. This book also has a glossary. Remember, a glossary is where it tells you all those bold words from the book that the author thought were important that you should know. They've listed them in the back, and it tells you what the words mean. For example, it says Britain is an island in the Atlantic Ocean where England, Scotland, and Wales are located. And it says colonists, people who settle in a new land. Liberty, freedom to choose your work, your religion, and your friends. Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. Symbol, something that stands for an idea. in the back of the book right here, it tells you more books to read about the American flag, and also it has an index. So if you were doing research about the American flag, and for example, you wanted to find out about how to take care of the flag, you could just flip to pages 10 and 11. Or let's say that you wanted to find out more about Betsy Ross. It says that would be on page 20. So that's a tool. The index is a tool for you to do research. I hope you learned some things about the American flag. And this is our first symbol that we will be studying in our social studies unit.